I might not necessarily implement it for this quarter because it's probably too late. All right, it's too late for this quarter, but for the future, yes. Suggestions, yes.
I know personally, I really like DataCamp, and I've learned when you do it, it is really helpful. But I think also because there is no late penalty, it's kind of easy.
Yeah.
Kind of how to do the thing that because we all have so much more work. It's okay, well, I need to do this thing right now, and I can do this after.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate because DataCamp, they promise oh, your gradebook will be easy because, they say, your gradebook will be easy because it integrates with your gradebook, which is true. You finish it and it does integrate and everything sends over. But then, unfortunately, the implementation they have there, it doesn't impose a late penalty. So it's either I could manually export everything and then import them, but then there's always mismatches and stuff, and so I could do that. But yeah, I guess I could start imposing. So not this quarter, but next time we'll make sure there is a late penalty. Okay, and the amount of work, I feel see, some of the topics I feel one course is not enough, and so I do feel I need to have 2 courses, but then I don't know, is 2 courses within 1 week, is that too much, or is that
pretty heavy?
It feels heavy? Okay, I'll have to figure out a better.
Maybe you could do packets, a course in a packet.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe suggested courses.
Suggested courses? So just have one required and then have these ones suggested? Okay.
But then you can't test on the suggested material.
Then I can't test on the suggested material, huh? Okay. Yeah. All right. I got. Well, and the bottom line is there's probably too much information to cover within a 10-week block, and so I do have to probably be a little bit more selective. Okay. Anything else? I don't know.
They could do a 131A and 131B sort of deal.
Yeah.
Do beginning and intermediate.
And then it gets too much. Yeah.
Well, because stats majors are required those 2 electives, and that would fulfill the electives.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. We'll see. It was quite a process to just get this class approved. So we'll see. Huh? Split it into 2.
That's a lot going on. We learned a lot just in the first couple weeks because you had to do Git and GitHub and Jupyter notebooks and then actual Python.
Also, for the suggested courses, we can set some other suggested courses as extra credit just because a lot of interview process, they also just, these are required language, but you can complete this in another language.
Okay. Yeah. Because, well, I mean, at the end of the day, so, this is, we're halfway done with the quarter. We got another half to go.
Oof.
And I want to make the course valuable, or at least beneficial for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid that based on what I'm seeing here, I'm a little bit concerned about I don't know. So anyway, this week I'm thinking I'm not going to assign a new DataCamp thing because. And then I'll just really encourage you guys to spend some time trying to catch up and get caught up on your stuff. And then, those of you who are caught up, then, that's great. And there's a whole bunch more courses and modules you can spend time doing. Yeah, Melissa?
Do you think you can, make your own homework? Because, once I guess I'm on the other side where I finish it a week or 2, sign it, and then I just don't do it.
Yeah, okay.
So then I forget by the time the quiz rolls by.
Sure. Yeah.
I like your homeworks from 102, and maybe you can make something like that for the future course.
Okay, I guess, yeah. Yes, Daniel.
I've noticed that DataCamp is great for practice and kind of getting used to things, but I think your kind of GitHub repositories is where I learn the most.
Okay. All right. Then I'll I will have to spend more time kind of just making good notebooks, and then I'll consider writing up, I don't know, traditional homeworks as like 102A. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Because in 130 we also learned like 3 things, but then we also had traditional homework, and I think that's what helps.
Okay, the traditional homework helps motivate students to stay on track.
What also helps just writing code.
And yes.
I feel like this is more like practice, but then like
you don't memorize syntax.
Traditional homework is like you doing your own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to figure it
yes.
out.
I don't know if you went over this already, but did you make decisions on the midterm? Like.
Yes. So so let me talk about the midterm, which will be next week, and this is what I've decided. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll have a take-home test. It'll be 7th week Wednesday, and it'll go from 2 to 4 p.m. Does anyone have class from 3 to 4 p.m.?
On the Wednesday.
Okay, so if you have like a class from 3 to 4 p.m., let me know, and then we'll figure something else out. But basically, just keep yourself free 2 to 4 p.m. for next week Wednesday, and then I'll at 2 o'clock or like 1:50 something, a thing will pop up in CCLE, and then you'll download that. You'll answer the questions, and then you'll submit it at 4. Okay, and so you get kind of a 2-hour window, and I'm hoping by keeping it in a 2-hour window, it will minimize the opportunity for students to, talk too much to each other, and because that will be the rule. I don't want students talking to each other, and then but it will also allow you to use your computer, and you can use Google as a reference and things like that, because there's a lot of syntax and a lot of stuff to remember, and so you can, of course, I want you guys to be able to reference and kind of test things out, but it's not meant, it's meant for you to have learned the stuff and kind of demonstrate your abilities, and not like take this time to learn the material, right? That's learning during the exam is not a great plan. Yeah.
Should we expect Git to be covered on?
No, it'll be focused on kind of the Python stuff. So it'll be within a notebook. Yeah.
Will it be similar to the quiz questions?
It'll probably be a little bit more involved. Okay. Because you got the computer at your disposal. So the quiz questions were very much like one-liners, and so this will probably be like
3 words.
Like here's the setup. Your task is to do this, and it'll probably be more of a data-focused thing where I'll probably give you some data, and then I'll ask, using whatever, figure out, the mean of this column, or filter out this. Yeah.
So 2 questions. The first one being like, so you said you're gonna post it as a notebook.
Yeah.
But does that mean you're gonna have like the skeleton of what we have, and we kind of put into that notebook, or do we have to open and start from scratch and do something else, and like the questions are you're gonna post questions?
I'm assuming you'll have Jupyter and everything running on your machine, so you'll download the notebook, you'll open it, you'll put in your answers, you'll save
and then
it,
just re-upload that.
And then I'm wondering, I think for the sake of grading, I'll have you save it as HTML. There's within Jupyter you can download as HTML, and then you'll upload the HTML. It just makes the grading easier, because otherwise we have to download and then execute your notebook, which could crash or something. And I don't expect students to put malicious code in their notebook, but I don't, who knows, right? So I'll just make sure you save it as an HTML, right? Like, haha, take that, grader.
And then my second question is the checkpoint 2 on Friday? Then that's there.
The checkpoint I was planning on having Wednesday, but I guess we could do it for Friday. Yeah. So I got to figure out how to do group assignments on CCLE. I think there's a way. You guys submitted your groups and whatnot. Okay.
You mean just like collaborate on CCLA, or just have like one file represent multiple people on CCLA?
Yeah, I think like one person. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna try it out. Okay. I think you submit something, and then like when I assign a grade for that thing, the grade gets copied to everybody who's in the group. I think. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. Are there questions on this stuff? Yes.
Will you do like an outline of the midterm, or
like practice questions or topics?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it'll be like
yes is good
stuff that we covered.
That is not an outline.
Those are your topics.
Like you could say like we're gonna have 2 questions from Pandas and one from
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. Yeah, and I don't want to like restrict myself only to like I don't want to restrict myself to only things where I've like written examples already. Like I feel like at a certain point you have to be able to write something something that hasn't already been done for you. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, no, can you just have practice problems in the sense where it's like, because I feel like with DataFrame it feels more like it's just like you're writing one line.
Okay. All right. So then I will work hard this week to get some practice things in place so that this weekend you can practice.
Yay.
Okay. And be ready for Wednesday. Yes.
Like the 102 midterm, I remember you said like all of your lectures were fair game except for like these certain topics. Like, can you just say something like that, like so we know what to not study?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna say you have Google as a reference, right? So, like, if it were like you had to do this test by hand, I wouldn't make you memorize all of the shortcuts for the symbol markers in like Matplotlib. But now you have a reference, so it's like if you want to make a star, you can look up how do you make a star for your scatter plot, you know?
Oh, and, like a star marker.
Yeah, star marker, yeah. And that's easy. It's because of the different format here. I don't want to say this is certainly not going to be it, but it will be within a Jupyter notebook. So yeah, I won't cover Git. Okay, it'll just be Python based stuff. Okay. All right. So there you go. No Git.
That was like a week's worth of stuff. So
it was a week's worth of stuff. Yeah, and then so on Piazza. Oh yeah, did you see this announcement that I
this morning
put up? That's very exciting, right? So yeah, Hadley Wickham and Wes McKinney, right? Creator of Pandas and creator of the Tidy Universe. It's like doesn't get much better. Okay, and then our TA How looked up NBDime. Notebook diff and merge. So definitely check out this video, and this should help when you're collaborating stuff on GitHub with Jupyter Notebooks. It could be beneficial. Okay. I mean, the other option is one person's machine is the thing that does all the updating, but then you know. I don't know. That's probably not a good idea. Okay. All right. Let's talk. Let's talk exactly. Okay. Well, are there questions before we move on? About what? About anything?
Probably lots. We just don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like a good number of you are missing this Pandas stuff. And so Pandas is a huge thing. Pandas is kind of like DataFrames and dplyr and tidyr or something. It kind of has a lot of the those pieces. So like in R, when you were like summarizing and splitting and merging your data and things like that, that's all covered in Pandas. And you know, I mean, 30, what is this, 15 plus 26, 41 of you completed Pandas foundations and 33 of you completed manipulating data frames with Pandas, but you know, the other half has not. So okay, well anyway, so make sure you do Pandas. I think that will be very, very, very key. Okay, all right, well, let's make a new notebook. I'll make a new notebook here. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at. We'll try the. Well, I don't know. Do we want more basic data manipulation stuff, or do we want more like machine learning stuff?
Data manipulation. grumble. Okay,
so I could do like a naive Bayes thing, or I don't know, just like
or not.
I don't know, more kind of Pandas and I guess data cleanup type stuff.
I like the data cleanup stuff because I feel like it's.
What's that?
I do data.
Data cleanup?
I feel like it's more foundational.
All right, sure. Okay, let me think of a good example. All right.
We're just doing it on the fly today.
Yeah, we are. We
cool.
are. All right.
Let's do it. So is this gonna be Pandas as far as like the module we're working in?
Cleaning up data. All right, this might be a huge mess here. Okay.
That would be ironic, wouldn't it?
All right. Import NumPy as NP. Import Pandas as PD. Okay.
Why is Pandas called Pandas?
That's a good question. Why is Pandas
I'm Googling it.
called Pandas? Okay, let's do P. All right, so I have, maybe I'll, okay, I think under week 3, I have the NYC flights data set, and I'll use that. Read _ CSV. NYC flights, what's it called? Yeah, NYC flights.csv. Okay, so we have this, and so we're going to have a whole bunch of different things to deal with. Let's go to df-info. Okay, and so we've got a total of 336,776 entries, but we see as far as non-nulls, okay, the so a lot of these things like year, month, day, they're complete.
Arrival
But then
time.
departure time is incomplete, arrival day is incomplete, and for arrival time.
And arrival delay.
Arrival delay, other things. Some of these we are missing some information, okay? And then we might also want to kind of make things into date times rather than having them split out by year, month, day, departure time, scheduled departure time, and things like that. Okay, so this departure time, it says float 64, but it's really, this is like such a pain in the butt column to deal with, okay? So let's just take a look at this column, departure time. So scheduled departure time is here, let's just do like the first 100 values here. Well, that's okay. So here's the first 10 values, and this is supposed to be something like 5:17 in the morning, 5:33 in the morning, and stuff like that. 5:58, and then at 6 o'clock, and let's just get like, okay, it goes from 5:59 to 6 o'clock and something like that, okay? Except the problem is that it's not a time, it's just like, it's like an integer, 559 and 600, but those are supposed to represent the times 5:59 and 6 o'clock. And the reason why it's a float, okay, it's a float because we have missing values that are stored as NaNs, okay? And NaNs are always floats because we don't have an NA representation in integer form. Okay, so we can look for departure df departure time. Let's see. Let me just see. Python is nan np.isnan np.isnan. Okay, so this is, we will find, this will be a logical vector, so we'll subset, not subset, okay, so we're going to get df.departure time where everything is nan, okay? So we've got all of these, and we see, you know, there's 8,255 values that are nans. And we got to figure out something to do with these missing values, okay? And I don't have a good answer for this, okay? Because if we want to keep them as missing NaNs, then that's going to make this whole column have to be float, okay? Because that's the only way we can represent nans. So one option is to remove, or remove all flights with missing departure times into a new table, basically, okay? And just keep only the flights that do not have missing times. So what I can do is this, we're going to take our data frame and we'll just do .loc, and we're going to ask where departure time is missing. Okay, and this will take basically all the rows, and then we'll just say we'll create a called missing departure. So this will create a data frame, and then we'll create another departed, and this will be basically everything that it's not, okay? So to say that it's not these rows, you put the little tilde, and this should do it. So we'll hit that, and then we'll hit that. Okay. So then we'll just ask missing underscore depart.info. Okay, and then we've got departure time. All of these are basically non-nulls, which seems reasonable. And then let's look at the departed flights. So we have 32.8.521, and then everything here 32.8.521. So some of these we have missing arrival times, and then you know, we'll have naturally missing arrival delays and missing arrival. So these things, I don't know what happened to these flights. They departed, but they don't have an arrival time. I am not sure what that means, okay? I don't think they just disappeared, because that would be way too many flights that mysteriously disappeared. But for whatever reason, they're not in our data, okay? But now we can at least start to deal with this departure time column and start cleaning it up and trying to make it into a date time thing, okay? So we can take a look at departed.departure time, okay? And we have all this. And we can turn this into a string. So what we might do is we might turn it into an integer. Oops. Is it as.int? Oh shoot. Let's see, as int for Python. As type int. Okay. Oh my. np.asType. We're going to do this as type dtype. Okay, so we're going to do departure time dot values dot as type I think. Okay, so these are all as integers, and then I'm going to throw them as type s string. Okay, so now these are at least showing up as strings. Is that okay? So when you're in Pandas, you can take, here's kind of a series of methods and properties. So I took the Pandas DataFrame departed. I'm taking the column departure time, so I would do dot departure time, and then to get the values as a NumPy array, you just say dot values, and that will take. So if the difference between departed dot departure time, this will be you can see is a Pandas DataFrame, or is a Pandas series, okay, because it's got an index. But then if I do dot values, then now it's a NumPy array, okay? And then these are floats, because we can see the decimals. And so I'm going to turn them into integers, and then I'm going to turn them into strings. So turning them to integers will get rid of any decimals, and then turning them to strings will make them string characters. And now I can turn this into we can kind of try to extract out the hours, okay? So hours will be basically this thing, and then the string method is I want basically the left one or left two characters, okay? Basically I want maybe we'll do the minute first. The minute will be easy because that will just be the right two characters. So let's just do Python string right. Okay. This is, I think I can just do right 2. No. Oh, I'm writing as. Oh, what is the string right? I'm drawing a blank. Left, right. Oh, S. Okay. Let's throw this into here. Right. So I take this comma 2. Is that right? I'm sorry. This is embarrassing. No. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay. All right, we've got a string, and then you just slice it. You just slice it. Okay, so I want to go from 2 characters from the end to the thing, right? Let me just print minute.
Excuse me.
Just take the first. Is that right? Oh, shoot. Okay, hang on, sorry. All right, I've got a string. Okay, I've got a NumPy string vector, and what I need to do is I need to, from each of them, I need to cut off the right 2 things, and my brain is totally drawing a blank here. Okay, so I would do S for string in minute. We want no, the string is a okay. We want the string comma colon minus 2. Okay, there we go. There we go. This is called the list comprehension, but this is okay. Here, let me just define what I did here. Explain what I did here, and then I want to wrap this up in an array. Okay, so basically, even though it looks almost like I'm running a loop, I have it thrown inside a list, and it's kind of optimized, and so it will not run like a thing. It's kind of like an apply, this thing. Okay, so basically I'm saying for string in minute, so minute is currently an array full of strings, right? So if I just print kind of the first few values here, okay, what we're going to do is we are take each of these strings, okay, and then we call that string, and the thing we want to return is the subset of the string, which is we slice it using -2, okay? So just kind of like if I had a equals hello, and I do a from -2, this will return the last two letters, right? So, so what I've got going on here is we're just pulling off the last two letters from each of these strings, okay? And then we want to do the same thing for the hour. So I will take, I should call this time. Basically, I'm going to do the same thing, except we're going to do hour, and then we want everything except for the last two characters. Okay, and this seems to be good. Let's just get like values. Yeah, so it looks like it's pulling the 5 and the 6. Okay, so now I've got something for the minute, the hour, and the minute, and then I can start to kind of paste these together. And we'll do we'll make a departure, date time will be, oh gosh, how do I do an as date time? As date time. So I'm gonna paste together the columns year, month, day, and then now our hours and minutes extracted. So I think just throw this into so we'll do date time. This is gonna does this work? Okay, let me just try this. 2016-01 31 15 04 format equals %y dash %m dash %d space %h colon %m. Date time is not defined. Huh? PD dot date time? To date time. Let me just see. Departure underscore. Thank you. All right, great. Okay, so we want to do this as okay, so I would need to paste our data, which is departed, year, month, day, departure time, hours and minutes. Okay, so we do departed dot year, wait, year plus dash departed dot month. Here, let me just make sure. Departed year plus departed month. That we're going to get something that looks like
Wow.
Add is not in that. Okay. I think I have to do. I have to convert everything into strings. As type string.
Oh yeah.
As type string. It's okay. This is what we got to do. All right, so we got all of this. Okay. Plus a space plus. All right, so we want, and then we have the hour plus colon plus a minute. I think this will work.
Dun, dun, dun. Moment of truth.
We'll see.
Oh my god.
Okay. No, okay, of course not. Okay. I know, it's such a mess. All right. Hour plus minute format. Okay, what does it say? It says time, date. Oh, I've got a space in there.
Yeah, right there. Departed day as type, and then.
But I want that space, don't I?
Mm.
1115.
Oh, it's got. You don't have an hour, because it has the example in your error. Yeah. The example in your error has 2013, and then a month and a day, but there's no hour.
Why do I not have the hour? Okay, let me just check this. Let's just see the first things here. Oh, there must be some hour. Is there a is null hour? Wait, it must be missing an hour here. Darn it. 2013-12:42 doesn't match format specified. This is a pain. Okay, let me see. All right. Departed.head.
Where's the hour?
So on one of these days, .loc where am I spelling something wrong? This is sad. Okay.
Data cleanup is hard.
Data cleanup is hard. And I don't know why my day I can't set equal to 2.
You just can't set them together.
Set them together. Departure time 42. Now this is a problem. What does this mean?
What do you? Oh. Maybe it's maybe it's 0:42. Like
0:42?
Is it on military time? Maybe.
I have no idea.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Oh no. It's
okay. All right. Okay. So what we have to do.
We have a minute.
We got 0 minutes. We couldn't even clean up the date and time. This is so sad. All right. I have to do basically I need to throw in zeros if h is blank, right? Okay, so okay. All right, I'm gonna call it quits for now. I will.
Team.
I know. I will. I'll clean this up and then I'll post my commented series thing here.
I guess you could change everything into like AM, PM.
Yeah, no. We can do this. It's just a pain, right? Data cleanup is a huge hassle. So, okay, I'll start cleaning up. I'll put this together. Make sure you guys can follow my work here. Okay, sorry about that. That was a little embarrassing, but we'll end there. And then we'll talk more. Yeah, it is the reality of data cleanup. All right. We'll talk more on Wednesday. So okay. And try to get caught up on your data camp stuff if you're behind.
And check